Oh, hey, what's up you guys? For today's video, I'm going to be going over my eyeshadow palette collection. This is a part of my makeup hoard series thing that I'm doing where I'm just going through everything in my collection and telling you what I have because I thought that might be fun. Let's just get right into this video, shall we? I'm going to be starting off with single eyeshadows that I have because I don't have very many. This is my Maybelline Color Tattoo Loose Pigments. I think these might be like discontinued. I'm not sure. I found them at the dollar store, which tells me that they might be discontinued. Sorry, my doggy's in the room, so I'm like watching him. Hey, don't do that. Louie, he was trying to chew my lights. That would be bad. Anyway, Maybelline Color Tattoo Pressed Pigments. I'm pretty sure they're discontinued. I think they're now just like a, no, now they're a pressed pigment. Before they're a loose pigment. I have the loose pigments. Found them at the dollar store. Pretty cool. Anyway, this is another thing that I found at the dollar store, which is a theme through the video. You'll see. This is the e.l.f. Baked Eyeshadow in the shade Enchanted. I think that this is really, really pretty, and it's just a really shiny shadow. I mean, normally it's $3, and it's pretty good. For a $3 shadow, I'd say that it's really nice. I like it a lot. It's really pretty. And next I've got this NYX Primal Color in the shade Hot Yellow. I use this to help make my rainbow highlighter, which is why I've hit pan on it. I have not hit pan. I wouldn't have hit pan on it yet if it wasn't for that. But it's really nice. It's a super pigmented yellow, and it's the best yellow I'd say that I've found so far, and that's really awesome. I really, for some reason, struggle finding a good bright yellow shadow. So if you know one, let me know, because I want to do more looks with like bright yellows because I think they're so pretty, but I don't really have that many good yellows. Next are these ColourPop Super Shock shadows. I have the Where the Night Is quad, which is the Kathleen Lights collaboration that she did. So I've got the shade Weenie, which is like rose gold, Porter, which is like a maroon, Midnight, which is like a black with gold glitter. I don't know, it's pretty. And then this one right here, Telepathy, which is just yellow. I love these shadows. I feel like they work really well, but I just am chewing my desk. I'm just hesitant to buy more because they are so big. They take up so much space because the way their formula is, it has to be like in a pot. I don't have enough room in my collection to just have a ton of these. I don't have the storage for it. I don't have the space, and it just takes up so much space. I'm like hesitant to buy more. I want them to figure out a way to like make really, really good shadows, but in like a pan, but that are still like really good, like how theirs are. I don't know how they do it, but if they did, that'd be the best day of my life. Okay, up next are my single shadows that I keep in this box. This box is like a thing from Michaels that I painted and put some magnetic sheets in, and it just is like a fancy looking Z palette because Z palettes are really expensive, and I think that this looks cuter sitting on my vanity than a Z palette does. So anyway, in this I have, let's just do the random one first. This is from Icing. It came in like a duo thing from Icing, like the Claire's store, and look at this shadow. It's literally like the shiniest thing in the world. It's my favorite eyeshadow. I use this as a face highlight. I use this as like just all over the lid. I use this everywhere. It's my freaking favorite shadow, and I'm sad that I found it at Icing because like, how am I gonna find it again? You know what I mean? Like, it's not like a constant. It's random. And then next I also found these at the dollar store. These are my Milani, the Bella Eyes, like gel eyeshadows. I'm trying to grab them all. I found these at, do you want to go out? I found these at the dollar store. I have 8 of them, and I depotted them. They come in like the regular Milani packaging. I mean, they're okay, and I don't know if these are bad shades, but like I've seen these shades in like stores and stuff, and so I'm wondering if this was just like a bad batch or something. I don't know why they were at the dollar store, but I have a lot of them, and I don't mind them. I just feel like they don't give quite the amount of pigment that I would want them to. I don't know. You just kind of have to work with them a bit, but I mean, I found them for $1, so I cannot complain. Louie, stop. But I don't know. They're normally like $4 or $5, so I don't know if I would pay full price based on my experience I've had thus far. My eye itches, but I'm covered in eyeshadow. What am I supposed to do in a situation like this? So those are all my single shadows. Sorry if this is really like discombobulated. Making sure my dog doesn't chew through any of my electrical, because that would be bad. I don't want him to die. Yeah, ow, don't bite me. Poopy. Okay, I just have him sitting on my lap so that I know he won't chew on anything. That's how I keep track of people now. Just force them to sit on my lap. Okay, next one is the newest addition to my collection, I guess. This is from Profusion Cosmetics. I've recently been finding a lot of these at TJ Maxx, a lot of this brand, and I really don't mind it. This is the Neon Brights palette, which, I mean, the packaging freaking sucks. I gotta re-glue it. But other than that, I feel like the quality of the shadows is pretty okay. But they're called pearl eyeshadows, so they're all like super reflective, but the pigmentation is actually pretty nice, I'd say. And I really do like this palette. I think that it's really nice and I'm excited to be playing with it some more. And I think, I don't know, I'm gonna play with it more, but I think it might be like the affordable alternative to the Urban Decay Electric palette. I think that this could be an affordable alternative for that because there's a lot of really bright colors and the pigmentation is pretty good. They're easy to work with. I mean, not to get my hopes up, but I'm hoping that that's what it will be once I've played with it more. I can kind of confirm. Up next, I'm just going in stacks. This is not going to be like organized in any way. I just have stacks of palettes next to me. This is the Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette. This is my favorite palette, probably next to the electric palette from Urban Decay. This one is my favorite, like, natural, normal. This dog is crazy. Anyway, this is probably my favorite, like, everyday natural palette that is actually, like, wearable and usable. I love this palette. It's really expensive, though, so I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of people out there who duped this palette. A lot of, like, brands and stuff, I think, have duped this. I don't own any of the dupes, so I cannot confirm if anyone has actually, like, fully duped this. But let me know if you've heard of any dupes, and maybe I'll check them out and we can test them. I don't know, but I've seen them around. I've seen them floating in out of cyberspace. Okay, now we're gonna move right in. This is the palette I'm wearing on my eyes today. This is Need It Nude from e.l.f. I really like this. It has good pigmentation, a good range of colors. There's a lot of like shimmer shades and matte shades. I just think it's really, really pretty, and it was only 10 bucks. It comes in this really sleek, small packaging, which is perfect for pretty much like most people's lives because they don't want to take up a ton of space. It's even got like a little mirror in it. I just think it's a wonderful palette. I really do like it. Mine came broken, so be careful about that, but I mean, for only 10 bucks, I don't really care. And then another palette from e.l.f. This is the Mad for Matte, which is just a bunch of matte shades. I love this for like travel because I have some palettes that I really love that have really good colors, but there's just no transition shades there. There's nothing to like really work with it and make full looks out of it. So throwing something like this into my bag is really nice because then I can just have every transition shade I'd literally ever need and then work with my other palettes and stuff to create full looks. This is, again, e.l.f. Mad for Matte, only $10, freaking love it. Next, we're moving into some high-end. Again, this is the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is a palette that I say if you have the money, do you want to go out? Da-da-da-da! All right. Okay, well, hopefully I won't be as distracted and discombobulated. Dog was in here. He's so cute. I love him so much, but he's crazy. Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette. This is one of those palettes where if you have the money, if you can spend $42 on an eyeshadow palette, get this palette. I was just running around looking for my sister. Holy crap, I'm out of breath. Get some water. If you don't have the money for this, maybe save up for it. I don't know. I really like this palette. It has really good consistency and really good color range, so it's definitely something that I recommend picking up, but I'm not going to say it's something that you absolutely have to have in your collection because it is a super expensive high-end piece, but it's so nice. Alright, so I refocused my camera, so hopefully it looks fine. I had to get up and run around. So this next one is from W7, which I found at TJ Maxx. I don't think this is really available like in the States, like in drugstores and stuff. I think that it's like a UK brand. This is called In the Nude, and I think this is supposed to be a dupe for a Naked palette. And thinking Naked 3, I've never seen Naked 3. I've never used it. Don't own it. I'm not going to spend that much money on nude eyeshadows. But I think this will dupe it because it has got the same rosy shades. And I really like this palette. It has pretty bulky packaging. That's like my only complaint about it, is that the packaging is so bulky. It's hard to like store, I don't know, but I feel like the pigment is good, and I mean they kick up a tiny bit of like dust, but they are really pretty shadows, I think. Boop. I don't know. I just think they're really pretty shadows, and they've got a nice kind of rosy, cool tone vibe to them. I don't know what my deal is. I love wearing warm tone shadows, but I never stop buying cool tone palettes. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I buy a palette, it is cool toned. And, like, I'm really, like, wanting to buy warmer tones, but for some reason I just don't. I'm confused by it. Up next is basically just a palette that I've yet to use, and I've owned it for like 2 weeks and I don't pick it up, and I'm really mad at myself because it was kind of like an impulsive, I'm gonna buy this, and I don't know why I bought it. This is the Makeup Revolution Iconic 2 eyeshadow palette. I might give this away next time one of my sisters visits to see if they want it, because I mean, like, it's a nice palette and it works really well. I just never ever reach for it. I don't know why I haven't. Like, I bought it because I thought it looked pretty, and it was kind of like a impulsive, I was there spending money anyway, so I'm just gonna spend money kind of a thing. I don't know. I have those moments in my life where I do that. But, I mean, the pigmentation is really good. They do, again, kick up a little bit dust and a little bit powdery. And it's the Iconic 2. I don't know. It's really pretty. Maybe I'll keep it until, like, fall and see if my opinion changes. Next for Makeup Revolution, this is the Iconic 3. This is my friend Charlie's favorite palette, so I can't talk bad on it or else she'll kill me. I don't know, again, it's just the cool toned rose shades. Again, she loves rose shades though, so it makes sense that she loves this. Anyway, I don't mind this. Again, really nice color selection. It's just like the cool toned rose shades, and it's the middle of summer and I want really like warm orange pink shades, not like these purpley pinks, you know? I don't know. But it's great. These palettes from Makeup Revolution are only $7 and they're really, really good quality. I'm slouching like a boss. They're really, really good quality and they're really nice, and I definitely recommend looking at them. They have like 4 or 5 in that like Iconic, Redemption, eyeshadow, whatever it's called range. So they're definitely worth checking out and seeing if you can find one that you like. Okay, that was like the most awkward like of my life. Ignore me. This right here is the Urban Decay Electric palette, and this is my favorite palette ever. I absolutely love this so much. It's so stunning. This is the best palette. The only thing I wish is that this color right here, Thrash, was more yellow. Is literally my only complaint, because it's more like a acid lime green, which is still really cool. But I just, you know me, I want a good yellow shadow, and I feel like if anyone can make a good yellow shadow, it would be Urban Decay because of this palette. It's so gorgeous. This is my favorite palette. I use it all the time. Whenever I travel, I take this because it's the best bright colors, and they're perfect for like a full-on bright color look or just a pop of color. Like, this is the best palette. If you, how am I going to word this? If you're the kind of person who wants to do bright looks, you need this because it's so good. If you don't like wearing bright shadows and you're just going to wear nude colors all the time, seriously, get just a nude palette. Get like the Chocolate Bar palette, get one of the freaking Makeup Revolution palettes. But if you want bright, bold look, get this palette. I love this palette so much. I've had it for like a year. First time palette I ever bought. It's very near and dear to my heart. I love it so much. Best palette, love it, favorite, love it. Up next from Urban Decay, this is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani. This was a slight disappointment to me, mainly because I just felt like there weren't enough matte shades, and a lot of the shades are very, very similar. Like, the 2 matte kind of crease shades that they have are almost exactly the same. They're only a couple shades different. Like, they look so similar, so I'm really frustrated by that. It's hard for me to create a full look with just this palette because there's only one or 2 matte shades, and it's just, I don't know. I feel like it's a very, I don't know, palette. Like, it has a lot of pretty shades in it, but it's one of those palettes that I can't just take this one palette with me and be able to create a bunch of looks. I just feel like there's not a lot I can do here. It's something that I gotta use in conjunction with other shadows and palettes, and when I buy a palette, I want it to be something that it's like, I can get a lot of different looks out of this, and you know, it's very versatile. I just feel like, I don't know, I'm having issues with this palette, and I'm really trying to make it work, you know what I mean? I don't know, I feel like if it would have had another brown in it, like if this would have been deeper, I would have liked this palette, because then I'd have like more transition shades and more crease work to do, you know? I don't know. I have a lot of feelings about that palette that I can't get out because I don't know how I feel about that palette. Now we're going to talk about my Morphe palettes. I've depotted all of my Morphe palettes because I found that there were a lot of repeat shades in the palettes, again with the Gwen Stefani, kind of like with the Gwen Stefani, how when I was swatching them and like using them, it was like, wow, there's not a lot of variation here, and there was like 3 of the like 1 shade off browns, you know, and things like that. So this right here is what's left of my Morphe 350. So of the 35 shadows, I kept not very many, like 19 of them, I think. And then this is my Morphe 35S, which I only kept like 12. I don't know, I guess I could count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I kept 13 out of the 35, and granted a few of them have busted, which sucks. I think I had about 15 or 16 maybe, but I just felt like some of them were lacking pigmentation. Some of them, on both of these palettes, not just for one of them, on both these palettes there were some colors that lacked pigmentation, there were some colors that were just repeats and basically exactly the same, and there were some colors that I just didn't like or use very much, so I depotted them, put them in a different Z palette, and gave them to my sister. And I don't know, I just don't have the drive to buy from Morphe anymore. When I first got these, I was really excited, but I just don't have the drive to buy from Morphe anymore because it's like, this is all I have left of the 70 shadows I've bought from them, is not even a full Z palette of them. I don't know, I don't know, I have a lot of feelings, and they're not very positive. They were just really huge palettes. You know, I don't know, I'm not into the huge palettes, and I hate Z palettes. So like, for me, I would buy them, but then I'd want to depot them so they don't take up as much room. But then I don't want to depot them because I hate freaking Z palettes. They break my shadows like nobody's motherfreaking business. Anyway, that was a super long rant about Morphe and Z palettes, and I'm really sorry about it. But anyway, we're moving into the very last thing. This is one of the newer palettes. I ordered it from Ulta. I have a haul video up someplace that I will link that you can watch. But this is the Carly Bible BH Cosmetics thing. It's so pretty. Like, here's the packaging. It's really cute. I have something in my eye. It has 14 colors. It has 10 shadows and 4 highlighters. The highlighters are so stunning. I mean, they are so pretty. Like, almost too pretty. I don't know. They're so gorgeous. I love these. And they look very intimidating when you swatch them, but once you get it on like a fan brush, it will give you just a really nice soft glow, or you can obviously like put it on really intense because that's like a thing now to have a stripe on your face. I don't know. Anyway, and the shadows are pretty nice. I wore them the other day and they held up really, really well, I'd say. They lasted a good amount of time. I wore them to work. I mean, I'm just losing my train of thought staring at this palette because it's so pretty. Good matte shades, which I'm thankful for. Like, these are the matte shades, and you can see there's a huge range, and they're all very different, which is what I like in my palettes, for stuff to be different. I don't want to pay money for the same shadows, you know what I mean? So anyway, I really like this palette so far. I've only used it once, and I've swatched it like 2 or 3 times, just kind of looking at it and playing with it. I think it's really pretty. I love the packaging. It's super sleek. Got a huge mirror. I love this. I'm flipping it around like nobody's business. Right. Okay, so that is my whole eyeshadow palette collection. Be sure to check out my other makeup hoard videos. I will have the playlist linked down below, and they've probably popped up in a card at some point somewhere. Can I link the whole playlist in the card? We'll find out. If I can, it'll be going. So anyways, that's everything for today's video, you guys. I really hope you liked it. Let me know what you want to see next in this makeup hoard series that I'm doing. And yes, have a good day, have a good life, stay gold.